All right, welcome back to Two Idiots Doing a Sports Podcast. I'm Daniel. Nate's on the other side, like always. We once again think we are smarter than the average ESPN, CBS maybe. We're just going to say all uh, analysts. I don't think there's anyone that I'm like, I feel like I don't know more ball than you. But we'll see. Stephen A has been quiet recently, so
Yeah,
maybe he stopped these outrageous takes, but it's okay. Lakers in five.
Lakers in five. Oh man, Mr. Shannon Sharp. It might actually work this first round. We'll see. But um, but yeah. So we're gonna do our normal thing here. So we're gonna transition over to Immaculate Grid per usual. We cooked last week as. If you listened to last week's episode, we did get all nine, and our score was, I think, 180 something. So it was relatively respectable. Uh, I think you picked the number last time, so I'm gonna go down to 222. I think I just got a good feeling,
Bunch of twos.
and you know why I say a good feeling? I always pick the worst ones. I've always picked the worst ones. I think we could lock in here. I think this is a decent one. So the rows are the Cubs. I'm locked in, chat. I got Cubs locked down. Red Sox and Dodgers. The columns. I might not actually get Cubs Guardians. We'll see. 20 wins season and All Star. So it's going to be interesting. Cub All Star, a Red Sox All Star, and a Dodger All Star. I mean, I could just throw out Jackie Robinson, Sandy Koufax. I mean, we could try to go. Did Dennis? No, I'm thinking of somebody else. I'm trying to go like
Way back.
I really want to roll the dice and do Eddie Stanky. Uh,
For Boston, Wade Boggs 100% was an all star, right?
yeah, 100%. We could do Wade Boggs, and I think hasn't
I
been
think
mentioned yet, and he just all the beer he drank legendary. 2%.
yes.
I'm not like super surprised by that, just considering it's Red Sox All Star. You're gonna go
Yeah,
Ortiz. You're gonna go like all the recent guys. Manny Ramirez might even be higher than Boggs.
probably.
So
I
that's
mean,
a
Duran's
good pull.
probably one of the higher ones because he was
Yeah,
just last year.
yeah. Especially since he needs a tennis racket. Um, Let me see. I could go Bernie Williams for Cubs. I could go Ron Santo. I could go some with the classics. Andre Dawson. I think he probably went there once or twice. I did Kosuke Fukudome. Ooh, I think he did. I think he did. This is kind of rolling the dice here. Ball knower chat.
Point
Bang! Kosuke Fukudome.
point nine. That is
Oh
crazy.
man. I probably could have gone lower, but I think that's pretty respectable. So and
Oh,
Dodgers. So
100%.
I kind of want to risk it with Eddie Stanky, but I don't know if he ever made it. I mean, like Jackie Robinson's a safe pick. That's an easy one.
Yeah, and I feel
Um,
like for Jackie, he's not going to be the first handful of guys you think about. Like, you're going to think of the
was it
Otanis, the
42 day just
Freemans.
recently too?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do it. I'll just do it for okay, I gotta be careful here. I think it's gonna be higher than you think. I think it's gonna be at least 5%. Oh, okay, maybe
Look at
not.
that. Look at
I
that.
He's the same as Wade Boggs. I think that's a little crazy. But
Yeah.
I know it wasn't gonna be at like 10%, but I thought it'd been 5. I thought it was nice
Um,
there. So those are all
for
good.
for the Guardians, do you remember the lefty? I think his last name was Miller. He was on
Andrew
the.
Miller?
Yes, did he play for either Boston or LA?
I think he's playing for Boston right now. Is he? Oh
I
man.
don't know.
I saw his name. I don't remember.
Because I know after the Guardians,
We I
he
I got
tr-
a I got a Cub Guardian really
oh
quick.
yeah, oh yeah.
What the?
Sheesh.
Dang! That's disrespectful.
He literally just played
He
for
just played. He just
in the
signed.
playoffs. in the
Bruh,
playoffs.
he's active.
You know,
Who's gonna be the Kenny Lofton? It might be Kenny Lofton.
well, we'll take it. We'll take it.
I'll take that. No, Kenny Lofton. Who's gonna be the top guy for that? That feels disrespectful. Whatever. I'm not mad. I'm a little dicey about Andrew Miller. I feel like he played for Boston. I
I
thought I
did.
saw him. He played for him recently, but
I honestly thought he played for both Boston and the Dodgers.
I
But
don't
once
recall the
again,
Dodgers.
I could be totally
I'm gonna
wrong.
hold off on a minute just in case. I think we could knock out 21 season for sure. Maybe. I'm pretty sure Rick Porcello did it in a Cy Young season. I say, oh, or was it 18? Ooh. Okay, my camera's glitching out too. I'm not liking what's going on there. Um,
We could also go back farther if we think. I mean, did Koufax had to have done a
Sandy
20
Koufax
plus,
had to have.
which I feel like once again he's gonna be an older guy that I feel
If
like
Kershaw did it, then he'll be over Koufax for sure. I'm just gonna do Koufax. Lock it in. Yeah, I was worried he's gonna be really
yeah.
high, but the rest of our scores are so low that I'm not like 21% ain't bad. Um. Okay, Red Sox. I really want to go Porcello. I'm very hesitant. Makes me nervous. I'm gonna try to think. Red
D-
Sox.
did Lester ever do it with them? I
Oh,
guess that's probably a
I think
better.
that it has to be with the team. Yep.
Yeah,
I think he was too busy drinking beer and eating fried chicken in the locker room. To be honest.
that's fair. That's a legend right there.
Um, that is something we'll have to discuss another week. Was the greatest collapse of our lifetime. 2011 Red Sox was really bad.
Did
I think they won 4 games in September, but
did Eovaldi do it,
don't think so.
or was he just too young,
Um, okay,
or not
I am
in his?
unplugging my camera here. I'm gonna mess with that in a bit. Is glitching out once again, and it's gonna bother me. So I know Yovaldi didn't. I'm like 60% sure Porcello did it. Let me think about Cubs for a minute. I just Kerry Wood didn't stay healthy enough.
Did Zambrano ever do it?
Jake Arrieta had to have. He
I
had to.
mean, he won Cy Young, didn't he?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
beat out Zach Greinke, which I still debate Greinke should have. Yeah, Arrieta's top. There's probably another guy in there, but yeah, I just wanted to play it safe there. And besides, my other two Cub polls are apparently mythical, so I really want to. Was Kenny Lofton?
Did Carlos Santana ever play for Boston?
No, I know
Okay.
that for sure.
As I say, that's another guy that's been well traveled.
Here's a mythical poll. Oh, really? That's a bummer. I'm shocked people remember Manny as either one. That's a
Yeah,
bummer.
I don't remember him as a. I guess I do remember him as an Indian.
He started there and then he ended with LA, or I think he very briefly tried out with Tampa at the very end. But I'm gonna go with Porcello. I think it might be wrong. I think he was just short. All right, he got it.
Why
He
is he in
got
a
it.
Mets hat?
I think he was technically most known as a Met.
Really? I know him most as a Red Sox.
He was at his best in Boston, but longevity wise, he
Gotcha.
was in New York longer. I
Yeah,
think.
I don't remember. I don't
think he
remember
was a
him.
part of the 2015 Mets team, although he was a part of the 2018 Red Sox. So whatever. Okay, Red Sox Guardians. Did Jared Saltalamacchia play for the Guardians? I don't think
No,
so.
I don't think so.
We
I
could try
was
Andrew Miller.
I was doing Immaculate Grid the other day, and it was like the Twins and someone very odd, and I think it was actually the Guardians or Cleveland. Um, and I pulled. You remember the Chris Jimenez one that I pulled for the Rangers?
Yeah.
I pulled him out again because I remember him playing for the Twins, and it was a .02. And I was like,
That's still
ball
not as
knowledge.
low as Matthew Boyd. That blows me away that Matthew Boyd's lower than that.
Yeah, that's Matthew Boyd
Matthew
being where
Boyd
he is
literally
crazy.
just signed with the Cubs. Like, why aren't people guessing that more? I
I
don't know.
think maybe people don't realize that he played for the Guardians because they know him as
As
a
a
Tiger.
Tiger, I guess.
That'd be my only thought process behind that.
Yeah, but he wasn't in Detroit long.
He actually was. He was just injured a lot.
Oh, all right. I'll try Andrew Miller. I feel like sort of by look, that's our best score.
79.
Bang!
Look at that. What did Andrew?
79,
How
chat.
much? How much was? What percentage was Miller?
5%.
Okay,
I thought he played for Boston.
I was pretty sure I remembered him as a Boston.
Yeah. So look at this real quick. Jake Arrieta actually might have messed us up a bit. I want to see if there's other. Oh gosh, hang on really quickly. Can I show summary? And let me see if it lets me look at. There are 40 Cub pitchers that have done it. I did Kerry Wood. Is Kerry Wood a part of this list? Greg Maddux. I'm stupid. I should have known that. Fergie Jenkins. How did I forget about Fergie Jenkins?
Oh, Fergie.
Okay, does not look like. Yeah. Okay, so Kerry Wood did not do it. John
Was
Lieber.
was Vita Blue on the Cubs ever?
I don't think so.
Okay, I was gonna say that's another name because I remember he was an A.
I need to remember Hippo Vaughn. That's a wild name. Look at how many Cubs that did it, I mean, like, prior to 1970, like, really only 5 guys, because Fergie, that's insane. This is just how poverty this franchise is. All their records are 1930 and below. Oh.
No, even Aga probably didn't do it last year.
I gotta remember Guy Bush, too. Locking in my mind really fast. I
Did
gotta
you
look him
say
up.
Guy Bush?
Guy Bush was a Cardinal, Red, and Cub, and Pirate. I think I said
So
Pirate twice.
So he played for everyone in the Central except Milwaukee.
Yes, so remember that. If we ever get a pair of 2 NL Central teams, remember Guy Bush. Lock it in.
What a name.
I know. Theoretically, that should be easy for us now. It's an easy name, and he played for the entire NL Central. Guy Bush, chat. Remember it. Okay, well, anyway, we cooked there today now. Let me try Guy Bush. I'm just kidding. It's like got active and not dead since, the Titanic. I gotta also share my screen here. Pickle. Boom. Okay, so Pickle.
Start with our glorious king, Bush.
Bush.
CH, I think. Yeah.
Yep.
Yikes.
That was a brutal pull. You know what? Hey, but I was about to do no. I'm going to do my Pookie Bear, my one and only sunshine. The greatest base stealer in the majors, Cal Riley. Okay.
So
either
AL Central, AL East. And a right-handed batter.
Okay, not catcher.
Bobby Witt.
Yeah. No,
how old? Yeah, okay, yeah. He's young enough.
But he's it's not it is already. I'm sorry.
Okay, so it's the AL East.
Jaron Duran. Oh, but isn't he
he's a lefty hitter.
Yeah, dang it. I'm trying to name my other team of guys just at this point.
Trevor Story? Nope, we've done shortstop. Don't do that. Yeah.
No, we didn't. We did. Oh wait, yeah, we did. It's bugging out on me. There we go.
And they're not American, so we should have been paying attention.
Oh jeez, yeah. We guessed 3 Americans in a row. I'm trying to guess my fantasy lineup. What the heck, bro? Trying to think. AL East.
Nope, not first baseman. I was gonna say Vladdy, but
he switched. I was gonna guess Jason Dominguez, but
Honestly, do Sir Anthony.
I'll go with Sir Anthony. Okay. AL East, we know that. All
Okay,
right, it's a relief pitcher, and
and
the
they're
AL East, that's
and they're
Dominican.
Dominican.
Okay,
Yikes.
I think we're cooked.
um,
I don't know relief pitchers, so when it's a relief pitcher, um, unless
yikes.
if it's Guy Bush.
Oh my goodness. This
Okay,
is gonna be brutal.
it's not Baltimore either, so we gotta think.
Toronto, Boston, or New York.
Toronto's got a lot of white dudes for relief. I know that much. I don't think it's Toronto. I have a feeling it's gonna be Yankees or
What is Loizaga still with New York?
I don't know. We could try.
Yeah,
How do you spell it?
LOA, and it should pop up.
LOA.
Ah,
That
he's
oh.
not
I still think it's
Dominican.
worth it though. Oh, but he's not Dominican.
Yeah.
I'm so tempted. You know, I'm gonna do it anyway just to see if it's the Yankees. All right.
So it's
I don't
Boston.
think it's a horrible guess just because we still have four more and we're trying to get the team.
So it's
So I would
Boston or Toronto. Um, Bello, Bello. I think he's classified as a
like count
starter though.
as a
Yeah, he is.
yeah, he is a starter. I'm gonna try it though. It's not Boston. You know it's horrible. I just said Toronto has really white relievers, and now it might be Toronto. Aged like milk. It's down to those two. Them in Tampa, and we still haven't gotten the right age range, which is insane.
Yeah.
I think they're old. They gotta be
Oh,
old.
who is the new guy on Tampa? I can see him. Do you remember Diego Castillo?
Of course I do.
Is he still in the league? Seattle. So it's
No.
not that either. I, for some reason, thought he went back. It's going to be Tampa.
We're cooked. I don't know a single.
I don't even know any of their starters other than Shane Baz,
I know Perriot. And I know McClanahan when he's healthy, which is
which
never.
hasn't ever happened, unfortunately, because
I know a couple.
yeah, this we're cooked.
I'm gonna type "we're cooked." Yeah, this is. I was scared of this happening one day. I was like, if it ever hits relief pitchers, I don't know them. I don't
I mean,
check box scores or watch games
if
enough to
if
pay attention.
if we want to eliminate a team, you can type in Jeff Hoffman,
Yeah,
so that we can either
Jeff Hoppin's literally the reason why I said they're the.
it's Toronto. Excuse me.
Aged like milk, chat. Aged like milk. I said they're the whitest bullpen in the AL East, and guess what? It's a Toronto Blue Jay.
And I don't know anything about Toronto, so
We know Jeff Hoffman. He's 34. He has to be.
yeah,
All
he's
right,
34.
he's 33 or 34. It's within two. He's older than Jeff Hoffman. It cannot be younger.
Who is it? I don't know that bullpen at all. I know like
Will it tell us if we're wrong?
Nate Pearson, but the dude's white
Thank
and
you.
American.
At least you're validating my statement from earlier. I know all the white guys in Toronto.
Because Romano's no longer there. He's with Philly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no clue.
The question is, will it tell us before we fill this out? Do you know?
Like, if we don't get it at the end, will it tell you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it will.
All right. I'm conceding, chat. So we're gonna guess the two funniest names we could think of. Guy Bush. Nobody named Guy, by the way. Um, we could just guess. I'm just gonna
Um,
glaze two
Wander
guys.
Franco.
Oh, oh.
Ah.
Sure. I'll glaze Schwarber. Hey, both my guys. I were wrong. See results. Who was it?
He still
I
plays.
I'm very briefly recognize that name. I
I
have seen that come up.
Yeah, I didn't realize he
I
still was in the league.
I don't think I would have. Yeah, I clearly wouldn't have gotten that. So
Yeah, no.
unfortunate, we can't go 3 for 3 today. But I'd rather have a good immaculate grid anyway. Our immaculate grid was cooking. So
I was gonna say that's the only one that we have consistently not done well at, and so to get a
what?
79,
Yeah,
I feel like
last two were cooking. All right. I mean, whenever I see a lefty, I always have to go my glorious king.
well, they're
So
American.
he's American, so that's good. Nothing else right. Okay, so I'm gonna ignore position for now, just because we've noted it's kind of sus. So
That swing's familiar though. What about Pete Crow Armstrong? Huh.
NL Central.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, Victor Scott. Nope, he's not American. Well,
He
maybe.
sounds American in his
I was,
breath. The heck? I'm sorry. What?
they don't have him up. Okay, that's fine.
That. Okay. Well, it
That
can't
makes
be.
it easier.
That's disrespectful. Um, American. It's not
Not on the
Yelich, is it?
Cubs. No.
Isn't Yelich also center field? I don't want to guess 3 center fielders.
I mean, technically he's a left fielder, but I don't know what they have him as.
I'm worried they're gonna have him as center.
Ooh, terrain. See what?
Daddy? Is it Daddy? Oh no, it's
Okay,
not Daddy.
but a second baseman.
My glorious king, Bryce Terang. Even though he's being outstolen based by Cal Riley. Actually, it's close. Okay, second baseman, not Cubs or Brewers in the NL Central. So, O'Neill Cruz is short, right?
Yeah. Remember how last week it was Gavin Lux?
Yeah. Dude, no way. Okay.
So it's not the Reds either. So
that thought was in the back of my mind.
it
was in the back of my mind, but
so it's
I was
the
like,
Pirates or Adam Frazier.
certified ball knower.
Yep.
You nailed it.
I was gonna say I remember watching that swing, and that's because he was with Kansas City last year.
Nice. Good job. 2 for 3. MLB pickle we struck out on, but in our defense, relief pitchers are hard.
Yeah, there's way too many to remember.
There's way too many to remember. So, all right. So we are going to go over to MLB. I'm going to let you start off talking about your fantasy lineup, how it's going, your key players, any key additions, and have you dealt with any injuries while I try to fix my camera here. So, take it away.
Yeah. So, so far, I feel like my biggest key player or biggest pickup so far has been my glorious king, Michael Bush. Currently, he is in a slump because he's now 0 for 2 in his last 2 at bats.
Washed. Trash.
So maybe getting cut soon.
You need a private meeting with him, like I have with my boys.
Him and Casey Mize, we're gonna sit down and have a talk. Yeah, no, I feel like Casey Mize is another one that has done well for me off the free agents list. Bush has just been raking. Seager's gotten hot, which has been super helpful. which honestly was much needed. I knew at some point it would come. Yelich has also started to get hot. My whole starting pitching rotation, other than Sale, is dealing. I, before we started the podcast, had a 1.47 ERA through 40 innings. So that's wild.
Jeez.
Um, so yeah, no, my team I think is coming along. Tristan Casas just has to get his back going for a little bit, but honestly, right now, I'm fine with him being cold because everyone else in my lineup seems hot. Um, yeah, honestly, it's been a good week. I may still only win 8-4, but which is wild to me.
Yeah.
And Arenado is a well-known base stealer in the MLB. He has one stolen base this week for me, and probably I'm up by, when I looked, one in stolen bases. So he, in my mind, is winning me that category.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, I picked
W.
up Kurtz from the A's because apparently he's been raking down in AAA, and we'll see when he comes up because at this point you can't keep him. If he's down there raking in AAA, you got to find him a spot. So I'm hoping here soon they pull him up and I can pull him off my NA list and have him take someone's spot because he's going to rake in the MLB because he raked in spring training too.
Love to see it. Now it sounds like you're having a pretty good matchup. Um,
Oh yeah, to add to my team meeting, Shane Baz is going to be added to that meeting.
oh, is he?
Yep, he gave up 2 runs.
Bum. Washed.
His first 2 runs of the season, but we can't make this
The
comment.
audacity. I think he needs to be cut, to be
Yeah.
honest. All right. Well, as you know, the start of my week once again was pretty hectic going up against this person. They started off with 5 home runs in 2 days, which I thought PTSD going from last week. You know, facing a guy I almost lost home runs with I was double digits and nearly lost it. No reason it should be that close with the way my guys are hitting the ball, but so it was kind of a rough start. But the boys figured it out. I think they had 4 home runs on Thursday, so yeah, they were sending some missiles. And as you've mentioned, you've been watching Cal Riley a lot. This dude has been sending missiles. He had 2 on Wednesday. Too bad Seattle's lineup sucks. Nobody can get on him for him. But so yeah, so as of right now, stats. I'm up 11-0.
Yikes.
Um, yeah, my offense is insane. So 36 runs, 13 homers, 36 RBIs, 6 stolen bases, 102 total bases before the end of Saturday, by the way. OBP is .87. Someone just dropped that, actually. Might need to be traded. I have 4 wins, 62 strikeouts, 2.82 ERA, .99 WHIP, 3 quality starts, and only 3 saves. It's been kind of a hard to get saves for me this week, in part because Cubs Diamondbacks will bring up in a minute. Decided they want to just absolute crap the bed, which I guess hindsight was good that my guy didn't come in because I couldn't risk allowing 5 runs. But I also lost on save opportunity there. And then the Padres have dropped a couple for me, and a couple other guys are just not on great organizations right now. So just not getting the matchups I need to get a hold as of now. But I picked up another Padre, Jeremiah Estrada.
It's a good pickup.
I was watching the Cubs Padres game 3, and they were talking about him a lot and just talking about how good their bullpen is in general. So I figured, why not get a second guy from San Diego? Because Suarez has been dealing.
Yeah.
But in terms of key players for the week, yeah, Cal Riley, I mean, with this torpedo bat, big dumper. He's taking a big dump all over my opponent. Dumper. Oh, man. I think, yeah, he's got 4 dingers. Tyler Soderstrom leading the majors in home runs. He's been killing it.
We all knew that was going to happen.
So yeah, and Torkelson, the duo of Torkelson and Soderstrom. And by the way, Yahoo says I'm 10th for first baseman right now. Ridiculous.
That's crazy.
I literally have the two top first basemen right now. They have the audacity to say you're ranked 10th here, but whatever. It was Jared Duran. He's 0 for 1. For those that own Jared Duran, don't panic. He's off to a bad start. You know, was also off to a bad start. Rafael Devers, he figured it out. Duran will figure it out. So I'm not worried about it.
Also,
if you're dropping Duran, you're a clown.
Also, Seager was off to a really slow start.
Yeah.
And now look at him.
Yeah, and Rangers up 2-0 right now. So I don't know if that was in part because of him. We'll have to see that in a minute.
It was our glorious king, Higashioka.
That dude's been a heck of a pickup.
Man. Yeah.
And then my other key player, Kyle Schwarber, known base stealer. Unbelievable. He just gave me the lead in stolen bases. So that was pretty funny to see. So, and then just key pitchers. I mean, Senga's being Senga right now. I picked up this Nationals guy, Mitchell Parker. He was going to be a stream guy for me because that's kind of what I'm having to rely on right now. I'm streaming a lot to just go for strikeouts, quality starts, and wins. I'm not usually going to win ERA and WHIP. So that's why I'm just fluctuating between a couple guys. But this Parker guy actually seems like an interesting prospect. Has 4 quality starts and 4 outings, including against Philly and Arizona. So he's not getting me a lot of strikeouts, but with me streaming in one other spot, it doesn't really matter. Zach Wheeler just got me 13. So dude's a stud. So, and Dustin May, that's the other one. This guy, when healthy, has always been a beast. I'm a little surprised he went undrafted, to be honest, because I know like he's coming off a lot of long-term Tommy John stuff, but when he pitches, this guy has always been on. So I was a big fan of picking him up immediately, and dividends have paid there. In terms of who's on the chopping block, Schwellenbach, get ready to learn Chinese, buddy. Absolutely pissed himself in his last outing. He's not actually on the chopping block. I'm not stupid. He just had a bad 5th inning. Actually, that might have been last week. No, that was this week.
I think it was also the 6th inning. Because the same thing happened with
it was
Strider.
No. He went 4 2/3.
Okay, never mind.
So I think it was different for the Spencers, but they both
gotcha.
kind of had one bad inning. So that was not a good start to the week, on top of the fact that I'm having to deal with, this person hit 60 bajillion home runs. But, like I said, not pulling away there with 13, and I don't think anybody else has 10 in the league right now. I could be wrong. Oh, no, a couple other teams got 10. So yeah, my team's cruising to another victory. So I'm pretty confident my offense is the best in the league. It really isn't up for debate right now.
I was gonna say it pretty much is. I don't think there is a debate.
So I will provide updates on stats from week to week, and I don't have them pulled up right now. So I will start doing that next week. I do remember I was in the 30s for home runs through 2 weeks, and nobody else was beyond 26.
Sheesh.
So my team hits dingers. So I'm pretty excited about my squad. So that is what I had there. So my camera will not turn back on. This is really dumb. It's saying no camera, but I have one here. But anyway, who's hot, who's not? We're gonna do that for baseball really quick. Figured we just kind of go over who's off to a good start and who's not. My one shout out really quickly is going to be the Cubs, and reason being is because you look at their schedule, it is one of the hardest I've ever seen to start a year for any sport, period. Let me just tell you. Let me just look this up. And the fact they're at the record they're at is just a testament to how good I think they can be. So they started with the Dodgers, obviously, and then Diamondbacks. Athletics lineup is good, but that's kind of a bit of a break. Then the Padres. You have the Rangers. You have the Dodgers again. The Padres again. The Diamondbacks again, as we saw, Game 1 was a nightmare. And then they have the Dodgers again, and then the Phillies That is
Sheesh.
all in April. And they're about to be 14-9, which I gotta give a lot of credit to these guys, especially Pete Crow Armstrong. That dude he's starting to figure things out this last week. He's gonna be legit. But I just gotta give a lot of credit to those guys. It could very easily be 8-15, and say, yeah, the schedule's brutal, and once we get through it, we'll be a better team. And here they are, first in their division, albeit NL Central will probably be one of the weaker ones in the MLB. The fact that they're getting through this, about to win another series against a tough Diamondback squad, is to me about as impressive as anyone has played to start the year. So, has anyone caught your eye for who's on fire before I go over to who's sucking?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the Padres are also off to a really good start. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, I think after the Astros game, they're 15-5, which for them is off to a really good start because there was a lot of question marks with the bullpen, or not the bullpen. Well, yeah, the bullpen was part of it, but just the pitching staff in general. After Michael King and Pavetta has stepped up, a guy I think no one thought would step up in Hart, Kyle Hart. He had a rough game yesterday, but his two starts before that, or three starts, I think it's only been two starts. He cooked in his last two. He just faced honestly a pretty tough lineup in the Astros, even though they're not as tough as they used to be. But that's still a pretty. You still got Jordan and Altuve and Pena in that lineup that can still produce. Um, they've also had a pretty tough start to the year, other than like not having to play the Dodgers. They played, like you mentioned, the Cubs twice, and
Mm-hmm.
um, that was a tough series. And I forget who they played after that, but it hasn't been much of an easy start for them either. Um, and I honestly, starting 15-5, I think we expected them to be a good team, but to start this way, I don't think anyone expected that. Their offense has been electric. Uh, Tatis is back in the leadoff spot, and he's hitting like, as of before yesterday, he was hitting like 320 or something like that. Um, and then you still got Machado in that lineup, and they're doing all of it without Merrill and Cronenworth. Both of them are hurt and are on the IL. You've got Iglesias playing second, and you've got
Mm-hmm.
a tandem of people playing center field for them right now. And to be 15-5 without honestly probably two of your better bats in your lineup. Yeah, Cronenworth isn't a power guy, but he'll get on base and he makes the pitcher work. And then without Merrill, we all know what Merrill did last year. Those are just two tough guys to not have in your lineup, and to be 15-5, I think is a good start for them.
That's really impressive. They're
Also,
truly
first in
impressive.
the NL West.
Which is really impressive to say, because I was about to briefly mention the Giants too, who,
Yeah,
granted, their schedule's been up and down. Play the Reds, and I think they lost that series no less, but beat the Yankees. I think they beat the Phillies too. They've also had a tough schedule in a really hard division, and they've stood out as an early team that surprised a lot of people. We'll see if they can keep that up. I'm gonna say probably not this pace. You got three other teams that are gonna be really hard for them to overcome. But I think the Giants. This is just kind of what the Giants do. They prove a lot of teams wrong. Randomly win a 106 game season, like they did 3 years ago, and just randomly win 3 World Series in 5 years. Um, so it's not a team I would count out by any means. So in terms of who is cold, I'm gonna say the Royals.
yeah,
Bats are looking horrible. It's killing me. Bobby Witt has been nice, but he cannot get any run support because everybody else is stinking it up. And granted, I know the Royals play the Tigers and all that, but they really shouldn't be struggling to this extent. They were a decent lineup last year. and looking like they're kind of playing like a. They're kind of looking like they're flukes for last year. I don't know. I don't want to say that necessarily because I'm still high on them, but this lineup out of the gates has not looked well. Granted, not even the worst in the division. Like they're the third best offense in the division, which is wild considering. But the Twins and White Sox have been horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I think it's causing the Royals a lot of issues. Lost again today.
Yep.
Um, Only scored one run again, and you can't put all that on Bobby Witt's shoulders. The other guy's got to step up. Vinny needs to step up. He's a guy that's really been cold. I was high on him to start the year. I think he'll figure it out. He's a good first baseman, but yeah, that lineup's been rough. And pitching has kept him in it in a lot of games. Their pitching isn't really the issue right now. Just the offense has just been astronomically bad, and maybe it's weather, but you can only use the weather excuse for to a certain extent. Because pretty much everybody in the AL is affected by it, minus select few. So, and even a lot of teams in the NL as well. Of course, if you're on the East Coast or in the Central, you can't really use that as a massive excuse as to why you're struggling. But I'm sure uh, as we get into May, as things get warmed up, I'm sure the lineup will figure it out. But that's who I see is who's cold. So, who you got?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take another team from the AL Central, which is the Twins.
Yeah.
I think everyone had them probably winning the division or being close to winning the division, and they have just not done it. Um, yeah, they just haven't done it, and I think it's a collection of things. Like their pitching hasn't been great, and then everything else within their organization hasn't been great. Um, like their hitting isn't there, their pitching isn't there, and it's just overall not a good situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they're gonna have a lot of issues this year. Guardians are still respectable. Tigers are a really good team. Uh, Royals, in my opinion, theoretically should be better. I think it's gonna be a tough year for them, and they need, in my opinion, needed a good start in order to compete. But doesn't look like it's going to go that way. But, long season, so maybe they figure it out. But I was never really fully high in their offense.
No, I mean
And
I wasn't
pitching's
either.
kind of letting him down for sure,
Yeah,
too.
they didn't go out and get anything this offseason,
Yeah, and that
which
didn't help.
was like the biggest issue. And when Ty France is your best hitter, there's something wrong.
Yeah, that's not good. That is not good whatsoever. Um, can't expect to win by not doing anything. So I think that's a big issue. So, but we'll see. Anything can happen. Still, like I said, long season. Um, and really quickly, wanted to give a quick shout out to Choke Job of the Week. Not really a bit for us yet, but my goodness, I can't go let what happened yesterday go unsaid. Unbelievable game between the Cubs and Diamondbacks. If you are an avid baseball watcher and don't know what happened yesterday, you're living under a rock. So basically, Cubs Diamondbacks scores 2-1 after six. A standard low scoring game in the cold, and out of nowhere, Cubs put on a five piece. Um, Got a good run support just across the entire lineup to make it 7-1. Now I'm thinking when I'm watching this or checking the score, I'm thinking I'm Justin Martinez on the Diamondbacks, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm not getting a hold. This game's probably going to be put out to rest. Wrong. Top of the eighth, the Diamondbacks don't score one run, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six, not seven, not eight or nine. 10 runs. Classic Cub bullpen implosion. My goodness. Both sides, I think, had a grand slam in this stretch, by the way. Um, which is astronaut. That's just insane. And you think, okay, well, for a moment there, I was like, oh, I might get a hold now. And then the Diamondbacks added that 11th run. I was like, well, great. I'm not getting it again for a different reason. So you think the Diamondbacks have it locked up, right? Wrong. They outbow not one, not two, not three, not four, not five. 6 runs. And so I'm thinking again, I'm still not getting a hold. Just an unbelievable implosion. I saw a stat that this game was the first game ever. It's an ESPN quite type stat, granted, but it was the first game ever where both teams had recorded a home run, a 2-run home run, a 3-run home run, and a grand slam in one game.
Sheesh.
And by the way, they did that all within the 7th and 8th inning.
Yeah.
Freaking ridiculous. Or something like that. So, insane game. Do you have any takeaways, especially since you had to turn the game off after the 6th? So you're thinking, I'm not missing anything.
Yeah, no, up until that point, I was like, okay, this is going to be, a nice little low-scoring game. Nothing much going on. Both teams pitching well. Corbin Burns has it. Cubs starter also had it. I think it was Rhea, or however you pronounce his name.
Mm-hmm.
He had it too, and I was like, okay, cool. I have to go home. I have to turn this off. And then I get a text from Nate. It's gone wild. The Cubs bullpen sucks. And then 15 minutes later, the Cubs are winning again. And I'm like, what a game. What a game.
Oh, man. Yeah, that was in a game of the year type material there, unless if you're in appreciation pitching, just depends on perspectives. Personally, I think the wind played a big factor there. Yeah, that's the one issue with Wrigley is if the probably has a bigger impact on Wrigley than it has on any other MLB stadium, in my
Probably.
opinion.
Yeah.
It's either you're not getting the ball out of the infield or it's going 450 feet. And so the wind in this game was blowing, obviously, towards with the hitter. So I do think that played a big factor into that. But, yeah, insane game. D-backs lose game 2, so RIP you guys. But, yeah, heck of a game. Just had to bring that up. So, NHL, really quickly. Those dying to know the Jersey Mike's update, I did get it, but they're not giving my points. So lawsuit pending. Am I suing Jersey Mike's? So what happened is, on one side of the app, the actual, where the pick'em is, I wish I took a screenshot. I should have. It said I had 52 points. I got it. I texted Daniel Tuesday or Wednesday. I think it was Wednesday. That I'd officially gotten it. I'm thinking like, yeah, I'd get my free sandwich with the tiger in his red shirt celebrating winning the Masters GIF, or it might have been his 16th hole shot, whatever it was. And so I'm thinking, yeah, I got this. And I checked this morning, and the app says I've 46 points. You're 2 points away from the sandwich. I'm like, what? What do you mean I'm 2 points short? And so now I'm getting ready to throw hands. They had 2 separate point systems. I don't understand what's going on. The NHL side literally said I had 52 points. And so if I wake up tomorrow and still see my 46, I'm throwing hands. And I'm going to start spreading propaganda to never eat at Jersey Mike's. It was never as good as Jimmy John's anyways. Some of y'all might think that's a base take. Part of it is, Jimmy John's is starting in Illinois, so I'm biased, but this is not proof that Jimmy John's is better. Jimmy John's would never have done me like this if they ever did this kind of challenge. They would have given me my points in full. Screw you, Jersey Mike's. I didn't want your stupid sandwich that bad anyway. I only wanted it to the point that I rooted for the Blues one time. Gosh, bums. Whatever. So that I just had an update there. So I did get the points, but I didn't get it. It's kind of dumb. So I'm a little heated about that. So next thing, we're going to do a playoff bracket. We're both gonna fill out a bracket together, and then Daniel and I are gonna see if a randomized bracket does better than ours. So round one, well, I will obviously make all the selections, but round one tiebreakers will decide how many games they win, and then 2, 3, and 4, you just or 2 and 3, you just pick the games. Round four, you guess how many goals in the cup final. So it's making us guess Blues Jets first. I really want to pick Blues upset because the Jets always find ways to blow it, and St. Louis is coming in blazing hot. But
Yeah, no, this is a series that I feel like I honestly agree with you. I can see St. Louis winning. Um, there's just a lot of history for Winnipeg of not being able to make stuff happen, and like you said, St. Louis is coming in blazing hot.
all right, well, sounds like we're going St. Louis.
Yeah,
Boom! It might be bold. In my other bracket, I did take Winnipeg for one, trying to give them benefit of the doubt, but I just
the Blues are
Winnipeg.
just hot.
Our logic, like, if we're wrong with St. Louis, I could live with it. It's kind of more of a Winnipeg. Prove it to me. You gotta prove it to me, for me to actually like trust to pick you. Yeah, we're going Colorado, so we don't have to discuss that.
Yep, Colorado in
Dallas,
2.
yeah, Jason Robertson's out.
Yep.
Dallas is like limped their way to the playoffs. I did see somebody say props to the Stars for giving the Avs a false sense of hope, which is interesting. We'll see
Honestly,
what happens tonight.
I was
That
gonna say,
could happen,
if the
but
Stars come out and win tonight, I will feel a whole lot better
yeah.
uh,
Or if like they
about
at
this
least
series.
compete or like force overtime.
Yeah, if we lose like by a goal, I'd be like, okay, cool, we're
We're good.
we're good.
No.
But if we come in and we lose 4-1, 5-1, it's like, okay, this series is already over.
Yeah, so this next one, once again, no debate. The Wild
Yep.
just have an
Hmm.
issue in the playoffs. Prove it to me. They got
Yep.
talent, but they're going up against a team that has a lot of playoff success since joining the league. Multiple Western Conference Finals appearances, multiple Stanley Cup Finals appearances, and a ring. So I can't go against that right now. This is the first one that's gonna be tough to debate. Oilers did defeat the Kings last year. Kings have home
Yeah.
ice advantage this time, though. Darcy Cumber's been playing out of his mind, but is Connor McDavid. Who we think? I just gotta go McDavid, but
See, I
I
think this is where we're gonna disagree for the
so
first
you're going
time.
LA.
I personally like LA. Um, for one point only is LA plays really well at home.
That's
And
fair.
I think because of them having home
That's
ice,
fair.
for me personally,
You're gonna
the
go
Kings
LA.
have been dominant on home ice, and like personally watching that with the Stars played the Kings at home,
Yeah.
dominated them at home, but then when the Stars went to play in LA, they looked like a completely different team. And I think the Kings could do it this year, especially because of how good they have been at home. And I mean, Kemper also has had a heck of a year.
Yeah, that
Where
makes sense.
where with the Oilers, I still am like wishy washy about their goal
Goaltending.
situation. But I also could see Edmonton pulling it out and Skinner not being an issue.
Yeah, I think Skinner will be an issue. I think it's just a matter of going against the best player on the planet.
Yeah.
I don't know how the LA's defense will lock him up, but they did just beat him recently, and as you pointed out, their home ice.
And
They've been
also,
really good at home, so I will lean towards Daniel's pick in this case. Um,
I will also say, uh, the Kings have a fire underneath them based on what happened in their last game against Edmonton.
yeah,
Um, apparently, Edmonton was like playing their B players or something like that. Like McDavid wasn't playing, Drysdale wasn't playing, Hyman wasn't playing. Those guys weren't playing, and they intend it. seem like they were intentionally trying to hurt or bang up some of the King players. So,
Interesting. Sus.
and one of the Kings player called them out, and Nurse got a game misconduct because he pushed. It was a cross check,
Classic Darnell
and he
Nurse.
cross checked him into the goal, like into the goal post. And so the King player called him out, and Nurse said something back, and I was like, "Well, that's poster material. I've got the Kings in this one."
Well,
So
that's good to know.
the Kings are
Screw
probably
the
going to come out
Oilers for doing
firing.
that. Dirty, dirty bums. Okay. For really quickly, the first round, how many games it'll take? You see anything you disagree with here?
No,
I I think these are all pretty
uh,
reasonable.
other
This
than
could go 7. It's just
um,
the way the Stars are playing.
yeah, I'm saying Colorado in 4, but
Yeah, I think ultimately I would do that.
no,
The
there's too much.
Stars are gonna figure it out.
There's too much history.
I just think there's too much for them to get swept. So,
Yeah, there's too
and
much
who knows?
history.
They very easily could still win this series. They
Yeah,
are the better team on paper overall. Maybe not. They don't have the best guys individually, but I think they have the best depth. It's just they're
yeah,
playing like crap right now. So
yep,
we'll go to the Eastern Conference. Toronto's first, but we're gonna make them last because I know what we want to do, but we
yeah,
gotta think logically with the
yeah.
West first. So, and this is a harder one to go with. You got the Devils and Hurricanes, also a rematch from last year. I believe Carolina won this series. I totally forgot though. Um, who you think?
I think Carolina.
I'm leaning towards Carolina too.
Yeah,
Um,
I think it'll be a good series.
it'll be a good series. I think that could go to 7 for sure. I'm not gonna kid myself here too.
No.
Sorry, Montreal. And hindsight, with the way they're coming in, um, they did come in hot, but Ovi's on a mission.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be too difficult to overcome. And sorry,
Yeah.
Carolina. I know we just kind of just said you're going to win all that and just kind of glazed over you, but I'll give you a massive shout out really quick. Yeah, a lot of people expect you to miss the playoffs this year, just with how horrendous your offseason was. Seems like you've done that 3 years in a row and done a good job keeping the core together. Of course, you traded Rantanen, you traded for Rantanen.
And then they got
Um,
Stankoven in the end of it. So,
but you did get Stank. So, um,
which
I
he's
think
done
they
well.
got enough depth and talent there that'll best the Devils. That being said, if Jack Hughes, you're going to win the series, Jack Hughes has got to be the best player on the ice, which is
Yep.
very, very possible and probably will happen. But here's a really hard one. Probably the hardest matchup to decide, besides maybe Carolina and New Jersey. And I think it's harder than this matchup. But the Kings Oilers is the other one that's really, man, a lot of history here.
A lot of history.
A lot of history here.
And an in-state rival.
Yeah, so this is a lot of bad blood.
Yeah.
Florida going in to defend their cup in Tampa. And back-to-back cup runs. Can they continue the streak and match Tampa Bay as the next team to go to 3 straight Stanley Cups? What are we thinking?
I personally like. It's just a great goalie matchup with Vasilevsky and Bobrovsky is such a good matchup. Is Kachuk going to be back for it? Do we know? He is?
He is.
Oh, that makes it even tougher.
I should have used some of these stats, by the way, to help you.
This is even.
Cooch is the best player on the ice by quite a bit, though. I guess him and Kachuk are pretty close.
I think Tampa. I'm going to go with my gut.
I think with Kachuk coming in fresh, it's going to be tough. I probably agree that Tampa gets this, but I wouldn't be surprised that Tampa gets... I would not be surprised if Tampa's brickwalled by Bobrovsky. I would not be surprised.
No, I agree. I think Bobrovsky is going to have a series.
And respectfully, we know what's going to happen next.
But I think also Tampa's depth. is um, gonna help them.
I'll say Bjorkstrand's out. I will mention that.
Oh, never
Bjorkstrand's
mind.
out. I should mention
Oh,
that. Does that change your opinion?
oh, Gord's also had a really good.
Crap. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Hang on. There we go.
Because Gord's also had a really good um, since or end of season since coming over. I'm gonna stick with Tampa.
You stick with Tampa? Okay, then
Yeah.
I'll stick with them in the conference final. Um. All right. Well, Toronto or Ottawa? And so you think in
Ottawa.
theory? All right, we're rocking with Ottawa. Say for the Battle of Ontario,
Yeah, which is I didn't
Toronto's won
realize.
them all of them.
Which is I didn't. You said Toronto's won all of them.
Yes.
Oh, yikes. Which is also kind of why I thought this could be an upset was because
Ottawa's
this
hot.
this is a battle and a big rivalry, and I think Ottawa can come in and cause some chaos. But I don't know. I think Matthews and his crew. I think it's just too talented.
In theory, I'm gonna go with Toronto, but that's a very dicey pick. I would not be doing this if they did not beat Tampa 2 years ago. I would have taken Ottawa. Toronto at least has won a playoff series now within the last 20 years.
Yeah. I also think this.
Austin Matthews did look good in the final against Canada. He just couldn't bury it.
This also could be a series that does go 7.
I think it could go 7. Well, if we're thinking it's going 7, I'm going Ottawa, respectfully. Do you think it's going 7?
No, I think it'll go short of 7, but I could easily see it
If
going.
it goes 7, it goes to Ottawa, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
if yeah, I
That's
agree
going
with that.
7. I think
That
that's a sweep.
I would give Montreal 1. I think
You
it'll
think-
go 5.
All right.
Well, who's Montreal's goalie?
Monteball.
Yeah,
He's
I
a
think
good goalie.
I was gonna say I think he could win 1
He
for
could
them.
steal one.
Yeah, I think he could steal 1.
I think that'll go 7 too. That's a tough one.
Yeah, I think we have 2 7s.
Okay. All right, we're gonna start back on the Western Conference. Blues,
Colorado.
Avs. Yeah, so these are gonna get hard. Minus this. Sorry, I said we are starting in the West, but I'm sorry, Toronto. You better prove us wrong by clowning on you. You better. But as of right now, because of your history, we just automatically have to pick against you, respectfully. We gave you a round.
Yeah, we did. Colorado. I think I've said this from the start. I think whoever wins the Colorado-Dallas series,
yeah, I think
is
we're
going
just
to the
gonna
Cup.
do that right now.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not gonna do that just yet. I won't do that just yet. But I think it's who am I kidding? Yeah, I'll put Colorado in the Cup.
I don't think either Pacific team can
Vegas or LA. LA is no longer the home favorite. Keep in mind.
Yeah.
Vegas.
I think Vegas.
Okay. Interesting that kicks me out. Yeah, I think so. Like we said, we're gonna take Colorado over Vegas here. Incredible talent, really fast team.
Yeah.
St. Louis again. I think I'm sketched out here. I am sketched. Something tells me that they can beat Colorado.
I just think I don't
too
think
much talent on Colorado's side.
I think there's too much talent on Colorado's.
What are we thinking about Washington and Carolina?
This will be a good series.
Carolina did upset Washington a few years ago.
I think
worth the note.
There's a part of me that's just hesitant with Washington, just because of their age.
Ovi has had issues with. Ovi, I think, has only made it past the second round once.
And that's when he won it.
And that's when he won it. I'm going Washington. Here's the thing. I think Ovi's hungry. They're going to be wanting to push. And they very easily could lose this series. I just think, I'm convinced this is Ovi's last year. I think
it is. It has
he's going to go crazy.
I guess it doesn't
do
have to.
every last thing. I think we're going to see McDavid. Maybe not quite what McDavid did last year, because what he did was insane, but as close as you can for a 30-year-old. To push his team to the conference final. Personally, I think I in my other bracket, I have him in the Stanley Cup. But what are we thinking here?
I think Tampa's situation is just better.
You like Tampa?
I think Tampa's depth.
We're getting a rematch.
And I feel like whenever you get to the conference finals if you don't have Bjorkstrand back, or is he out for the playoffs?
He's out for the round.
Okay,
That's all we
I
know.
I was gonna say I would say if he's back for the conference finals, then I think they beat the Capitals. If he's not back, I could see the Capitals winning.
Okay, well, we're just going to have to rock with one or the
So
other.
I'm gonna assume that he's gonna be back because that's 2 series away.
Okay. All right. I respect the pick.
I
And I'm
think.
assuming we're going Colorado here.
Mm,
No? You really like Tampa here?
I don't like Colorado's goalie situation.
It was better than before.
I think it's better, but I don't know if I can say definitively that
I'm going to go 42 goals here. All
I
right,
can't.
we'll go Tampa. I respect it. So
I,
that's our
I
bracket.
also, as a Stars fan, I still want to hate Colorado.
I mean, that's
So
that's fair. That is valid.
I will give them the to the finals, the Cup final, but I don't want to give it to them winning.
So there is our bracket, people. Now what we're going to do is add one more bracket. Funnily enough, both had Colorado on one side, and I think, Tampa in the conference final, and my other one, I named it Bedaddy too. Hang on, I need to change the bracket name. Totally not a Bedard Glazer chat. Nate and Daniel. We'll do that. And now, exit edit mode, brackets. We are going to do one more. Let me rename this bracket to random. Apparently you cannot have the same bracket name as somebody else. That seems kind of stupid. Randomized picks.
Yikes! Wow,
Hang on, I like this.
this isn't bad.
That's a good cup. 43. Going one more for the tiebreaker. Oh, it's gonna do this again. Why is it doing this? Why is it saying something went wrong? Oh my gosh, it's done. No, we're gonna lose this bracket.
I mean, could we save it and then write it down and then remake it?
I guess we could. I want to see how different the other one is. Here's the one thing that's unrealistic: a sweep for Toronto.
Yeah, that's not happening.
With their history, come on. Edmonton getting swept is crazy.
That's wild.
That's crazy. Connor McDavid getting swept? I don't know about that. Well, I'll keep this up for now, and I'll save it myself. So that'll be the randomized bracket chat, and if I in the case
it's honestly not too far off from what we had.
It's not. It likes St. Louis, so
honestly, it's not a bad take.
I think it's a good one. It could have been a lot worse. I was
Oh
worried
yeah,
they were gonna have friggin' Montreal win the cup. Which I guess that COVID year they did make the cup final miraculously.
They did.
So you can't sleep on the greatest NHL franchise of all time, undisputed. So the only other thing we had, we were gonna do a quiz. If I might save that for tomorrow though. We could probably do it. Screw it, since we're here. But first, we are going to go to Hockey League Manager chat. We finally started up. Finally started this up, and we're excited. It's going to be pretty lit. I know. There we go. So I'll pull this up. So we did make a few trades, but first I'll show us some standings, some points. So as a reminder, since we brought this a few weeks ago, I'm Boston. Daniel is Anaheim. Neither of us in our playoff spot. I am closer. So as of right now, even though I'm 6th right here, I am only 3 points behind Pittsburgh for a wild card spot with the game in hand. I am also 4 points behind Toronto for a divisional spot with 2 games in hand. So not too bad there in terms of goals for. I don't know if it's going to let me sort. I didn't really mess with this. I should have done that beforehand though. There we go. For the league, goals scored. Daniel Ruff.
Yikes.
Not doing great. Neither one of us is doing great in that department. But looking like goaltending is keeping us a bit here in this thing, these grand I can't talk. Um, it's keeping you in it. Even
We'll
though
take
you've
it.
allowed. Actually, you know what? No, it's not. This is most goals allowed. Yikes! No, you're in a rough spot, buddy. I'm shocked you're doing as well as you are, because you're towards the bottom in both. My goaltending has done relatively okay. Um, 10th, 11th, 12th, towards the middle of the pack, but could be within a few spots above or below. So it's done a decent job. Power play, let's look here. Um, Again, not looking great for either one of us. What about penalty kill? Let me make sure that's. Golly, this late in the year, Philadelphia. Oh my gosh! I'm used to it being, 80% was bad. I do not have a good penalty kill either. It does seem. Where were you? Yeah, I think across the board, you're just not having a very good first year. And despite all of that, you're still competing for a playoff spot.
Honestly, we'll take it. We
Yeah,
can make some
72,
adjustments.
72% to your power penalty kill. Mine's 74. Neither one of us good in that department. Those are the standings. I don't know if I can look at league. Can I look at moves? I do have screenshots of some of them. So, holy crap! By the way, jeez, that's brutal. Washington lost 13 in a row in this universe. They are not a believer in the Washington Capitals, but yeah. So we could discuss a few of our trades really quick. So a couple things that Daniel and I did. So I have to remember which ones are actually went through and which ones aren't. I did get rid of Dawson Mercer. I got a third and a second and 2 6 from the Blackhawks. So dumped some cap. I did trade one of my fourth line centers, I think. Actually, I don't think that went through. I forgot I took all these pictures. Crap. Where is it? Might be easier if I just show our roster. I'm just gonna show our rosters. Just show you what moves we did. Lineup. Okay, so yeah, as you can tell, I had 2 Dallas Stars. And now you might be thinking, Nate, what the heck are you doing? You should be tanking. And I agree. But the opportunity presented itself. I got White Johnston and Jason Robertson and picks from Dallas. And now I'm sitting at a whopping .013 million dollars in cap. It is not a good situation. I'm going to have to pay Wyatt Johnston. I am screwed. But I will find a way. So, I might have to dump so the guys I can't trade. I can't trade you. I can't trade you. This is my problem, to be honest. I do not have a good second line. My first line's stacked though. I can't trade Lindholm. I can't trade Zadorov, and he's getting paid like $6 million a year. So rough situation. I
Are
did
you
also
able?
get.
Are you
What's
able
up?
to trade McAvoy?
Nope.
Okay, I didn't think so.
I can't trade Swayman either.
Oh, that's tough.
I've 7 guys locked up for 7 years on no movement clauses. It's gonna
Yikes.
take a minute. So that's why I was like, I could do one or two things. I'm trying to retool, but I'm also trying to maximize David Pasternak. So that's why I try to get 2 guys in the first line and just go from there. It's just an awkward situation to be in right now. And I might just have to try to dump these guys for picks. I just don't know what the heck to do. Boston's all over the place. But that's why I chose them. It's going to be a tough challenge, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So that's what the roster is looking like for me. For Anaheim, Daniel did make a move. He acquired Owen Power. I don't know why it's not looking at your lineup. There we go. So Owen Power on the first line there. He is looking to trade Jacob Trouba. Reasonable. He's trash. And then, I tried to get Zellweger up to the second line. His blue potential, which is really good. Or that might just be chemistry. I don't know. But you're also looking to trade Zegras. You did not make a lot of moves beyond getting Owen Power. And I can't remember what you had done to get him, and that's why I
Um,
wish I could look
I
at.
think I gave away a second
You gave
and a
up a pick.
third, maybe.
Yeah, you
I
gave
think it
up a.
was second and third, and I think I gave up one more person. I can't remember who, because it was like it was early on when I did that.
Okay.
It's right there, right to your left and down. I think
Trade.
the trade offer.
Oh, down here.
Is it one more up?
I think
Yeah.
it's something
Is it that
else.
one?
No,
No. Okay.
that was a three-way trade the computer was trying to offer, and I was like, "You were giving up all
Ah.
this pretty much." I was like, "You would
Yeah.
not
No.
have done that." It was really stupid. Um, yeah, I don't know. I wish I should
Yeah.
have written this down. That was dumb of me. I thought there'd be a screen that would show me where to look at, and I'm sure there is. I have to get used to it. So, but that's what we're looking at. We're
Honestly,
looking
to
at.
have Power as my second uh, score leader is crazy.
Yeah, he's cooking for you. He's done great. I mean, plus
Like,
minus
like,
stuff, but
good for him, but like,
48 points. Yeah, you need a legit sniper for
yeah.
sure. So,
Well, I'm also hoping Terry and McTavish, when they
yeah,
develop a little bit, they'll turn into that. Zegras, I feel like, is a good trade opportunity to get some cap, or not some cap, some draft capital, draft some young guys, or trade that for a guy like Robertson or a big goal scorer like Johnston. I guess Johnston will be a free agent, but like an Eichel, which probably can't happen. But another guy like that, I know Duchesne will be a free agent, so I could go get him. Just stuff like that.
yeah. And we'll discuss next time for this. We're gonna look at contract extensions, sim to the playoffs, probably sim through it. My plan is if either one of us ever makes the playoffs, I'll stream the playoffs live and sim it that way. Just to have fun with that. But as of right now, no need to do that. We're both garbage.
We ain't making it.
So, although I could make it, I
Well,
am.
I guess you could. I'm not making it.
You technically could, but you're in a much worse situation. So,
I mean, with the way that we're scoring, I ain't making it.
yeah, no way. So, yeah, screw it. We'll do the quiz. Why not? We're right there. We might as well just. I have it open. So our last thing we're gonna end with here is one Sporkle quiz, and that is Big Four champions when Jimmy Carter was president. So 1977 to 1981. I'm gonna move my camera out of the way because I couldn't figure it out for the rest of this stupid episode. Thanks a lot, camera. All right, are you ready? 3 minutes.
I guess so.
All right. Well, Canadians. Only one. I think the Lakers.
I mean, the Celtics, did they ever win?
I think they were 84 and 86. Or the Islanders did it twice. Oh no, only once. I guess he was out in 81. So they won in summer of 81. He was out by 81. I think the Washington Bullets, certified ball knower.
That's crazy.
That's what a mythical pull there, chat. I think Pirates or the Orioles. Both of them might have done it. I know the Pirates did. Okay. NFL,
I mean, did the Yankees during this time?
They won one.
As I say, they had to have.
Football. I think the Cowboys and Steelers probably
Yeah.
both did once. Packers, maybe not.
I was say I don't
Okay.
think the Packers won.
You know what sucks? These are in alphabetical order. I just realized. So technically, we could use that as a hint, but I'm not gonna do that. I gotta think like NBA. Okay, well, I guess we gotta break this down by sport really quick. So we had 2 for hockey. We have 2 for basketball. We have 2 for baseball. We have 2 for each. So we need. Well, actually, they only need 3 though. Oh. Cardinals maybe. Dang. We know not the Red Sox. We know not the Mets.
I mean, did the Dodgers ever win it in the 80s?
I think they did. Oh, Athletics. I'm pretty sure they did. Wow. Brutal. Raiders? Did I try the Raiders? No. Holy crap, this is hard. Giants? No, Giants didn't win until later. Uh, oh man.
Sheesh. I I'm trying to think and I can't think of anything.
Bruins. No, they were early 70s.
Did the Red Wings ever win one in the 80s? Nope.
God
Not one here.
dang! This is brutal. Twins, maybe?
No.
Pistons? No, I don't think the Pistons did until the 80s. Uh, Gosh, man. Rockets didn't win. Bucks. They were earlier 70s.
What?
What the heck, dude? It's NFL. We're missing NFL. I'm like panicking.
Did the Red Sox?
Redskins. No. They didn't win until '04.
I
Wow.
don't know. Who were the last three?
Holy crap. We got cooked. Trailblazers, Supersonics, and Phillies.
I thought the
Not
Phillies.
all are
I didn't
valid.
say it. Ah, I
Those
should
are
have said the Phillies.
all valid misses. All right.
I
Oh
forgot
shit! I
about the
totally forgot,
Supersonics.
like my last thought for the episode. Of all teams, I forget more than anybody else that has a ring. It's the Trailblazers. I forget every single time they have a ring.
Yeah,
I
they.
like
I
yeah.
in
I
our
just
lifetime, they've never been good.
minus the Damian Lillard era, but yeah, and Brandon Roy was good too. But I mean, not
I
he
mean,
was
I mean,
not
as in like never
no
really a
a
championship
legitimate
contending.
contender, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a team I always forget has a ring. But okay, well, any final thoughts from you before we call it?
No. Um, Hockey is about to ramp up, and it's gonna be fun to watch.
All right. Well, go not Blues, baby, and hopefully the Stars win. And
Hopefully.
see y'all in the next episode. Okay.